everybody. My name's Chris Moore.
My name is Matt Lopes.
Welcome to the You Should Be Worried podcast.
You guys having a good fucking time out there? Because we're having a fucking grand old time. Like the song about the flag. Grand old time. It's a high flying time. We're doing fucking amazing here. We're having a great day. How you doing, Chris? Good? You having fun?
I'm good, dude. I've had a fun week. I started driving a rental car because we discussed last episode.
Yeah.
My wheel detached from my car.
He's done. The old car's done.
Fresh.
Oh, dude, this
It does. It looks so good.
So it's not even like a crazy car. I'm renting a Hyundai Sonata.
Yeah.
But it's a 2023 with like no miles on it, and that shit's like. Because I came from a 2007 Honda Accord I've been driving for like the last decade. Yeah. And jumping into the future to a 2023 car, it is like a fucking spaceship. Yeah. Like you press a button to start it. There's just like a little fob you have to have next to it.
That's so sick.
It has a backup camera.
But honestly, the part of me doesn't love that. Like needing a fob. Like I would much rather just have that fucking key and stick it in. I like the buttons that unlock the doors for you from like a distance.
Yeah, that's fun because mine stopped working like a year and a half in my old car. Yeah.
But like the ability to like start the car without even putting a key in an ignition, that sounds like it could. I don't know how it would lead to something bad, but it seems like it's a possibility that would lead to something horrible.
Because you have to keep the fob or whatever it's called. You have to keep it within like the car for it to let you start it.
Yeah.
What if I'm driving down the highway and I just throw the fob out the window? Is the car like? I'm just wondering, like, how many miles can I get before the car just goes? The key's not here. Panic and just shuts off.
Like, what happens if you put the key on the windshield of your car, like on the outside of the windshield, and then you start driving like that?
Slides away.
Yeah, like what the fuck? How would it work? Also, what ended up happening with your old car? You still haven't seen it since you dropped it off?
Yeah, no, it's just
you literally have not seen it. Aren't you supposed to check up on it?
Listen,
if you ditched it on the fucking highway,
as far as I know,
it's done.
As far as I know, it's still at exit 33 on 95 North. So,
holy shit! No. So someone just came, took the car, and you've never seen it again. There's nothing in the trunk of that car.
It's gone. It's gone.
It's gone?
I drove by that way, like literally the other day coming from Stanford.
Yeah, but it's just so weird that like Chris, like once he's done with it, he could just leave it there and disappear.
I'd like to think a garbage man comes up and uses the thing,
like they're moving a couch.
Hell yeah.
Here's the thing: people will tell you have to be responsible. No, when you're done with something, if you don't care, you can just abandon things.
Chris threw his car out the car window.
Yeah. Like when people are like, "Oh, Chris, are you really gonna break your lease? What are you gonna do about your lease?" It's like, I'll just leave if I don't want to live in that apartment. Oh, well, you can't break your lease. Why not?
Guys, you are tied to nothing in this life.
Oh no, you're gonna lose your security deposit. It's like I punched holes in the drywall. I already forfeited my security deposit like 2 months into living there.
Dude. Chris, explain to the audience how fickle life is and how you could just abandon any materialistic thing
listen,
at any time.
Corporations and vapid consumerism and capitalism in America and the general West have trained you to be a part of the system. Yeah. But you would be shocked how far you can get just doing things you thought you couldn't do that are against the system because there's really no one to enforce it.
Right.
You know, it's like everyone's like, you can't just leave your car on the side of the road. I'm like, why not? I don't want it anymore. And they're just like, yeah, but that's, and I'm like, I called the police. They tell me it's not illegal. And they're like, yeah, but it's like, hey, if it's really that much of a problem, someone will come move it. And evidently, someone did.
Yeah.
And you know what? I hope they're enjoying that car.
No one reached out to you afterwards about it?
No, just it's gone.
That's nuts, dude. Also, vapid is my favorite form of water. All right. You guys have been sending in so many messages to the podcast.
Have they been?
No. But we read them all, and we're here to tell you right now that that you guys just, like, we appreciate all of the kind words.
Matt, how many of those messages are you from your personal account messaging the podcast account and then going back and forth?
At least 3. Whenever I get a good question that I want to ask you on the podcast, I just DM the podcast account instead of putting it in my notes section or whatever the fuck. Last night we went to Buffalo Wild Wings and we were watching the UFC fight, dude. Yeah. And the UFC fight was so fucking sick.
Were they doing That thing?
Yeah, they were.
Called.
They were Kung Fu Pandaing it.
That's great.
And it was a really good time. There was a lot of like grabbing and holding at UFC, which doesn't like in that fight. Which I'm like, no, throw punches all the time.
Yeah, the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling. That's all lame.
Yeah, dude, and stop saying wrestling. It's not leaves, it's fighting. And you fucking you have when they hold each other too much, like they try to get them like their arms around the other person, and it really what it looks like is two people just arguing over how to hug correctly. It's like this, you know. Like we're watching it, it's like, damn, these guys are fucking heated, dude. And then there was this other part of the UFC fight that I fucking
did the American win? That's all I care.
I think they were both American.
Hell yeah.
So yes.
Can we get a bald eagle screech on the? Do we have that on the soundboard?
It's like I don't know what button to press. Which button is the bald eagle screech? Fucking, and then but that also means that America also lost that night, though.
Oh, that's true.
You know, so we won and we lost. But there's this other part where right before the fight started, the ref is patting down the fighters, like to check them for weapons.
Like TSA checkout, just
exactly like that. Like they're fucking like patting. But the fighters only have like one article of clothing on, like the pants, and the ref is still like patting their shoulders. And I'm like, what? They don't have a fucking gun hidden under their skin. Like what the fuck are you doing?
If mid-fight one of the fighters just pulled out a Glock and shot the other fighter in the head and was like, yeah. I'd like to thank Jesus Christ for this fight.
It's like I was fighting and they're like, God damn, I didn't check it under his folds. And I pull out an AK-47 under my tit.
A full AK? Shoot his whole corner up.
I shoot the opponent. I shoot Trump in the audience. I shoot Joe Rogan and all the commentators. I shoot the ref and I just take the belt. I'm
the Joe Rogan experience now.
How's that for an experience, Joe Rogan?
Jamie, pull up that clip. I would love to be the next just host Joe Rogan's podcast for like a week, and just every time I was like, Jamie, pull up that clip, it'd be like a snuff film of a guy dying on the internet, dude. Or like something horribly racist. Yeah. Like every time, like, Jamie, can you pull up that?
You fucking ever heard of curb stomping?
Yeah, no.
Oh, it's my least favorite.
Jamie, can you pull that up,
crime.
Please?
It's my least favorite crime to like ever exist. When you see movies or like they're on Twitter, especially, they'll show you fucking videos of people just curb stomping. Other
your
people.
Algorithm is nuts. Yeah, by the way.
I've curated it over time because I was like, regular shit is like kind of boring now for me. Like I've evolved into like a higher, like this is the next step in like what humans are gonna be. Like people aren't gonna want that like Facebook meme type shit, like all the like minions, like the minion picture with like writing that's like a small like dad joke.
I'm on a seafood diet.
I see food, I eat it. That shit
got a million laughing emojis.
Hell yeah! Everybody on Facebook's like, this shit's the funniest thing ever. It's just like I think the new wave of people who enjoy social media is gonna end up being like the people who like are really trying to curate their algorithm to get the worst possible things to stimulate their brain.
Told you what my algorithm has turned into recently, which is all like far right nationalist stuff. Like just a bunch of guys on the internet trying to get me to be a white supremacist guy, but like they have the most fire edits.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, that's wrong. But then they have like the sickest hardcore beat, and then it's just a bunch of like statues in Europe with like crazy filters on them, and I'm like, they're making some interesting points.
It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, like the amount of videos I've watched that just tell me that I'm the problem as a Jew, but they're so well edited and hype that I'm like, yeah, maybe I am the problem. I'm like, hold on, they might be onto something.
I can't even get offended. This shit's really well made.
It makes some good points, and by good points, it's just the statue, the David statue, just like this with like an 80s filter on it, and just fucking crazy, like.
And there's a transition, like there's a transition.
Just like Nazis marching, and then like a tank coming through that, and you're just like, ooh, shit, this is crazy.
Damn. So patriotic about
it. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
What do you guys mainly use for like media intake, like in terms of like doom scrolling?
I bounce back between TikTok and Instagram.
Interesting.
And then every once in a while I get stuck in like a YouTube Reels loop because that's where all the history content is. And so I'll just watch like hours of 1 minute of history at a time.
Right. I'll do usually Instagram and Twitter back and forth. And then every now and then I'll find myself on Facebook Reels, and I'm like, I'm on Facebook.
No, that's
Reels.
a dark place. That's where the minions come out, dude.
That's
yeah.
bad.
If I ever
That's like being
find
on
myself
YouTube
on
Reels.
Facebook Reels, I get mad at myself.
YouTube Reels is like, I've just been watching this guy kick a soccer ball and it bends too much before it hits the net.
Yeah.
Now I'm 6 years deep.
And my
Have you
favorite.
ever? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'll just say those Facebook Reels. I don't know. Maybe this is gonna say more about me than anything. Where they'll just be these like weird Chinese toys that they like. You like cut open the stomach of like the fish thing, and then they have like goo you mix together,
Yes,
and then there's like
I've
a
seen that.
treasure chest, and I'm like,
What?
Why are they? What is it? What
I
these
get a
really
lot of those,
complex one-use toys?
And people like ASMRing, like they like, I just 3D printed a Mortal Kombat head, and then they like rip it off the like
Yeah, dude, it's
plastic.
like
yeah,
That's sick. The TikTok lives where people are just like, you have that sand with the crystals in the sand. That's like,
yeah. I know
you
what you're
seen
talking
that?
about.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
good. I thought I was really up
I
myself there.
don't scroll on TikTok or Instagram like at all. So like all of my recommended shit is like some guy
But-
like cutting soap with
Hold
Subway
on,
Surfers.
but Ben,
Yeah,
how are you
fuck.
gonna be radicalized into the far right movement if you're not scrolling TikTok?
Dude, Chris, if you checked your DMs, bro, my Twitter algorithm is so good,
No,
bro.
I check-
I could send you
It's
guys
very
tweets
fun.
like every single scroll. It
Please
is
do,
overwhelming.
because I check it like
Yeah.
once a month and just like sit there for an hour
Yeah,
and catch
yeah.
up and have
That's
a great
how
time.
I get on Instagram Reels. Like sometimes I'll be in a groove and I'll be like, I've sent this to somebody, and then also, oh, this one's got to go to someone too. And I'll
Right.
just keep. I'll get like 5 in a row that I want to send to people, but I'm like, I'm not gonna put 2 in the fucking Instagram group chat. They're gonna think I'm insane.
I
Dude,
just
I
don't
put so
like-
many in there. I don't care.
Yeah, I just
Suck
don't.
my dick.
There's nothing I ever find on Instagram, like unless it's like maybe recommended to me, that like I
Yeah.
can't go scroll for it. It seems like too much digging. Twitter's the only thing where it's like I know like the whole thing is gonna be good. You know what I mean? Like my whole feed
Right.
is like she bow on my Jack till I horseman. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
that's everything I follow.
Or
And
at its highest level.
It's so,
That's great.
It's
It
so
is fucking-
awesome, dude.
That's where art is heading now, Chris. You have no. I don't think you understand. Ben, have you? Did you know that? Or I don't know. Not if you know. You guys seen those videos on like YouTube where like, they're explaining something, but then the video cuts off before they even like complete the video, and it's like you have their they have the audience's attention, and then they just never finish the video. You've never seen anything like that?
That's like this conversation right now.
How?
No, never mind. Because it didn't go anywhere. That was the.
All right, fucking chill.
That's how I feel when I watch videos when I just want to look up like what attachments to use on the MSMC. And
Yeah,
some
yeah.
guy talks for 40 minutes and then never shows what attachments he was using on the gun. What the fuck are you doing, bro?
Stop titling your video about the attachments. if there's nothing about it.
I felt so good the other day. I commented on this dude's video. I was looking for a class for Warzone, and I go, "This was extremely unhelpful." And some dude just goes, "Ditto." It's like, yes.
fuck. We did Sam Buck's podcast, which just came out this past week,
That was fun.
and I was no transition, and fucking we
That wasn't what I was going.
the when it came out, I realized I do a lot of heavy breathing on that podcast.
Yeah, you were like a pug on that thing.
you fucking hear that shit?
Yeah, it was like Matt ASMR. Just
It was bad. It was like I'm surprised, like because I hold the microphone close on this podcast too. You never really get me.
That's
like,
why we
breathing
paid
hard.
Ben the big
It's
bucks.
called high quality equipment.
He
baby.
spends hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so fucking
Yeah.
happy, dude.
There's a reason that microphone in front of your face is like $250.
Oh, I love it.
Dude,
Dude.
you know what was also fun about that that podcast
What?
is I made a lot of very strong pro-Israel statements.
Uh-huh.
I want to go on record that was filmed months ago before this was a hot button issue.
Right. That's facts.
That was just like a fun thing to say at the time, and now all of a sudden I feel like I'm gonna get some DMs that are like, "Oh, this was okay.
It was a very fun
This was
time.
back in August. It wasn't as hot button back then."
Yeah, it was a good time. I felt like when I was on that podcast, I was really just being like a mediator between you and Sam, because you guys have such like kind of different views on like how you view like religion or like the world and shit like that.
Yeah, like I'm right and he's wrong, and it's crazy.
yeah,
It's
like
fucking
exactly like
crazy.
that. And every time
but-
Chris said something, like Sam, like not every time, but sometimes Sam would be like, "Yeah, I feel the exact opposite way," or like he would challenge Chris on that, and then vice versa. Chris would do the same to him, and I'm just in the middle, like, "No, yeah, I like what Chris is saying here, but like I also understand what Sam is saying." And, like the whole time, I'm just trying to keep it like a comedy podcast and shit, because it's clearly going down this way.
it like halfway through, it just turned into like a philosophy podcast.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
enjoyed it. We had
It was a fun time. It was so fun.
But I had an interesting. Speaking of religion, I had an interesting experience this week.
Mm-hmm.
My ultra Orthodox Jewish landlords discovered I'm Jewish.
Okay.
Because I wasn't when I moved in there like 6 years ago or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So I was walking out to get the mail, and I always have a yarmulke on under this hat. It's not something I like advertise normally.
Yeah.
But I had one on, and so I didn't put on a hat. Just had the yam on. Was going out to grab the mail, and they were like, "What's going on there?"
This motherfucker playing with us?
Yeah, it's like, is that?
He making fun of his landlord right now? What's going on?
And I was just like, shalom.
Nah, dude. Wait, so do you wear it like in the house and shit? Like,
yeah, all the time.
Do you wear it to sleep?
No. I mean, I technically don't have to wear it in my house. It's supposed to be when I'm out in the world to like remind me. But like sometimes I'll wear it at home. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool as fuck.
But I was leaving the house, so I put it on, and I was like, "Shalom." And like, wait, what? And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I've been Jewish for a while now. What's up? Happy Hanukkah."
I've been Jewish for a while now.
And then I was like, "Can I put a mezuzah on my door?" And they're like, I guess.
Like they really don't know.
Like they didn't know how to react, and they're like,
yeah,
because they thought I was maybe like fucking with them. But they were like, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so yeah, that was fun. And now I think I'm gonna see if I can leverage that into lower rent.
Oh shit!
Be like, listen, we gotta look out for one another.
Yeah,
it's rough times out there.
Help your guma out, huh? Help out your guma.
What? Isn't that like an Italian word for the woman you cheat on your wife with?
Oh, is it? Dude, is it?
Yeah, gumar.
Yo, my uncle said that word around a lot.
Your uncle a married man?
I have no idea. Yeah.
Oh.
Don't take it from the Jewish guy, all right? He's trying to bring us down. I sway both sides here, okay?
But no, so that was fun, them just being like, are you doing Jew face right now? And I was like, no, I'm just...
No, it's Jew top of the head.
Yeah, I'm like, the bit has gone so far over the years that now I'm just actually Jewish. It started as a joke. And then I did field research on the joke, and then you got me. And that's, now we're here.
In order to be the best comedian, you have to do a lot of research.
Yeah.
And I'm truly just method acting for the joke.
Because I was just doing like, wouldn't it be ironic if I did this? And then it went so much so that now I'm living my whole life structurally differently, ironically.
Yeah.
And I think it's just taken over my life now. So that's pretty cool.
The only more Jewish Chris can get is if he sets himself on fire. I got nauseous the other day.
that was rough, man.
Yeah, it's not gonna. It's fine. Keep it in. The fucking I've been getting nauseous recently a lot because like I'm on like some new medication. I don't know why I keep taking new medicine. I gotta stop taking medicine. This one's another appetite suppressant.
Is it Ozempic?
No. It's phentermine.
I thought you were about to say fentanyl, and I was like, yo, chill.
If it's got the same base word, it probably has traces of both, right?
I have no fucking idea.
Who knows? I don't know how words work. And it's like, dude, me and Ish were up in New Hampshire, and on the way back, I was starting to get like queasy. I didn't want to tell Ish that I was feeling like I was gonna throw up because I didn't want him to like overreact. So I was like, damn, dude, I have to go to the bathroom. And he's like, oh, okay, man, I'll pop by this gas station, and like you can get out and just fucking use the bathroom. I was like, perfect. And so I go in the bathroom and I take off all my clothes.
Yeah, like, you do that a lot. You do take off all your clothes in public bathrooms, by the way, which is disgusting.
Yeah, I vent out.
That's really gross.
Last night we were in the Buffalo Wild Wings. I had to take a shit. I undressed in the bathroom.
I hope some like middle schoolers come by and just steal your pants off the top
I'd kill myself
and run away.
I'd stay there forever, dude. I would stay in that bathroom literally forever. I would not leave. And I get into the bathroom and I try to make myself throw up, but like nothing's coming. Like it's like I'm dry heaving a lot. Yeah, it's like I'm really trying to get something out of me. But I guess it just the side effect is feel queasy, not actually be like,
gotcha.
Like not actually be nauseous and actually
it's like when you think you have to pee and then you go and you can't pee.
So I'm trying to throw up and then I'm like, oh wait, no, I do have to shit. And so then I start shitting. Like I just turn around and I sit down and I shit. And then that's it.
Can we get a round of applause for that?
Good story. Any story that ends with Matt shitting is a good story.
Oh, I discovered a new thing this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided I wanted to take health to the next level.
Okay.
So I've been doing all the sauna and stuff like that. I'm always doing weird ways
to
like get healthy.
Okay.
And so I ordered what's called an acupuncture mat.
Oh shit.
And it's supposed to simulate laying on a bed of nails.
Yeah, dude.
Because this white lady on Instagram.
Yeah, I saw that same thing. Is it the one like it kind of look like stars, but like
they're like little like spikes.
Ooh.
And so of course I got the I go to the I'm like I'm just gonna get this, and I go to the website and I got the most intense version because I'm like I'm not a pussy. Obviously,
right.
They're like this.
You go big or go home.
Yeah, they're like we recommend this for like if you've been doing this for a while, like not for beginners. I'm like liberals, and then I bought it, and I got it, and
dude, you're gonna get up and that thing is gonna be stuck in your back.
Dude, so I laid down on it. I put it down and it says you're only supposed to do it for like 10 minutes to start and then maybe work your way up to 20. So I'm like, I'm gonna do it for 40 minutes on my first go because that's how I live life. They tell me to only sauna for 20 minutes. I stay there until staff asks me politely to leave because I'm bleeding from my nose. Which is a true story. We'll get into another time.
Sir, can you please get out of this?
Well, I can't because here's the thing: when you can't get high or drunk anymore, like being in excruciating pain is kind of the closest you can get to like a fucked up experience.
So you might want to even ice bath in the future. Who knows?
I would if I had room for it. I don't have anywhere to put the ice bath. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
So I lay down on the spikes. And when I was expecting to be like, all right, it's gonna be kind of uncomfortable. It's like, no, I thought I drew blood. I laid down and I was like, oh! And I was just making that noise lying down.
You're in your apartment, you're like, ah!
Literally. And I'm sure my landlords were like, what's going on up there? I don't think he's celebrating Hanukkah correctly. And so I was just laying like that.
He's burning himself with the menorah candles.
Just in excruciating pain. And after about it's insanely painful for like the first 6 to 7 minutes. They said it would only be painful for a minute. No, like the first 6 to 7 minutes horrible. But then all of a sudden your endorphins kick in and you get all warm and tingly.
Endorphins is my favorite sea creature.
And then I just sat there and started like vibrating and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And
so it ended up feeling
it
like
felt
really nice?
great and I was like fully relaxed and then I fell asleep on it. For like a good 10 minutes and kept like nodding out and in.
Okay.
And by the time I woke up, I'd been on there for like an hour.
Okay.
And so I go to get off and it's like
stuck to your back or no?
Pretty much. Yeah. It's like made a like peeling noise. Like as I
shit.
So I was like, oh. And it hurt.
Your hands are folded like that?
And it hurt more than lying on it. Like it hurt the most taking it off.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But then I felt super relaxed, went to bed. And I was like, because I did it at night, it's supposed to help with sleep. So I was like, okay, cool. I wake up the next morning, I fully shower, and I go to look at my back, and there's like all these red dots in there. And I looked it up, and apparently you're not supposed to lay on it for like an hour.
Why?
Because I guess you're just not
irreparable damage on your back.
So now I have what might be permanent scars on my back now from because I go too fucking hard in the paint on the acupressure mat.
I'm too good at this shit.
Yeah.
I'm too good at needles. I am too good at needles.
Yeah, but now I'm getting pretty good at it. So like I've had it for 3 days, and I keep just doing it for way longer than they say I should because it feels good, and I have an addict. I've been taking phone calls on it, and that's been fun. It makes you real focused on the phone call. One of those acupressure mat companies would like to sponsor us. That'd be cool because that shit's great. So between that and the sauna, I have near constant ways to make myself in incredible amounts of discomfort and pain.
I would love to try acupuncture. I would have to get 2 of those mats because my back is like two people. My back is like Pangea of just like 4 other people's backs coming together. It's a really good joke. And then that is very funny.
I like the immediate review on your own joke.
Yeah, it's good. I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, we're gonna keep the timestamp that one. We're gonna keep that one in there.
Look at my back. It's just like this, and then it goes like down because I have like so much like fat on my upper back. Dude, it's crazy.
Man, have you ever
It's like my back is an upper decker bus. It's like here's one back, and then here's another back on top of it.
Have you ever considered getting a back tattoo?
I probably will, but also I don't know
because it'd be a lot of surface. You could have a big one. You know?
I assume within the next couple of years I'm gonna start getting an existential crisis, and I'm like, all right, I can't be 30 and 400 pounds.
Listen, you're not going to be 30 and 400 pounds either way. You know, whether you lose the weight or you die.
Your corpse will be, but you will not be living. And so I feel like something definitely will kick in. I'm just not going to learn until it's too late, honestly.
No, just learn now. You already know. Hold on. You already know the answer.
Yeah.
So then just do something about it.
The ability to do something about it is so like my whole life has been like this.
I get that, and it's scary to change, but like your whole life you have.
It's not that it's scary, Chris. It's that like I'm addicted to tasting shit. Like I need shit in my mouth. It's not fucking scary. Like I can do a diet for like a couple of days and do it really well. Like when I started this whole thing that I'm kind of on now, the first week I lost like 20 whatever the fuck pounds because I'm really good at starting it. I'm not good at like finishing it.
Sticking to it long term.
Sticking to it because then like you start getting the fucking cheeseburger withdrawals. You ever had a cheeseburger withdrawal? Like I need a fucking Wendy's cheeseburger in my mouth.
I have.
It's like once you go in and you take the bite of that cheeseburger, you're like, oh, food is my home.
Well, you know what I did to not to the same extent, but like when I lost because I used to be there was a point in time during COVID I got larger.
Yeah.
About 60 pounds heavier, and the way I lost that 60 pounds relatively quickly was for like almost a month. I basically starved myself.
Yeah.
There was a lot of mental illness involved, and drinking. But I starved myself. So then when I went back to food, I just started only eating healthy food. And I was just so excited to have food.
Yeah.
So all I've been eating is like water and potatoes that like even just some like lightly seasoned chicken was like, this is the most delicious thing ever. This is so much better than unsalted potatoes.
That's how I get.
So I just did. And so now then I associated like the clean food with tasting good because in comparison, and I just never touched like McDonald's because I knew if I did that, it's over. I can't have that as a touch point.
I do the same thing. It's like every now and then I'll go on like a small health kick where like I'll go to Stop and Shop and I'll buy all the fruits that I love. And then like for that week, I'll have like grapes in the house. I'll have watermelon in the house and I'll be like, oh, fucking eating healthy is the move, you know? And then
you feel better.
And then later on in the week, I'll like stumble onto like a Wendy's property, and then and I'll just find myself with like a chicken sandwich in my mouth, and then I'll be like, oh wait, no, this is where my life.
You
is
just gotta not do that.
Last night we went to this place called Mecca Noodle Bar.
Oh, that's a nice spot. I like that.
Yeah, it is, and it's only like I think my second time there, and they're.
Was it the one in Fairfield?
Fairfield, yeah.
I've done a lot of bad first dates there.
Oh, really?
That's kind of with the girls that are kind of like.
Oh, it's kind of cool. An exotic place
it's
for
like
a
a
first
little
date.
different.
It's kind of cool.
It's a little different, and a lot of those girls that are like alt looking or into anime and stuff, and they get excited about the boba and stuff. So that's like a pretty easy, you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I go there and I'm like, this is how I know that I'm fat. It's like they're like I have the noodles and I order extra noodles and that's not why. But then I rip apart the chopsticks and then like I find like there's a little like piece of splinter, like a little piece of like wood on the end of the chopstick, and I'm like, all right, that's gotta go because I don't want it to fall on my fucking my bowl of noodles. And so I'll take it off. But I didn't think to do it away from the bowl of noodles, so it accidentally fell in the fucking bowl of noodles. And this is how fat I am. I fucking thought to myself, am I going to spend like 2 minutes just trying to find this splinter in the noodles like a needle in the haystack? Or am I going to just eat it and risk it? Am I going to eat through it and
a little bit of wood.
A little bit of wood in your mouth.
Fiber. There could be some good fiber.
No, dude, it's fucking. But like, I risked it. I was like, you know what? If it's in my mouth, I'll feel it. I'll just take it out if it starts poking around in my mouth, you know. And I ate the entire bowl. And a part of me was like, dude, it's very possible that this fucking that this little piece of splinter, this little piece of wood, goes down my throat and then like starts turning my body into like wood. You know, like you ever seen Spider-Man 3 where how the Sandman becomes Sandman, where this piece of sand goes like in his like into him, and it starts infecting all the other like blood cells in his body, and they all start. That's how he becomes all sand. So you
think that wood in your stomach works the same way as AIDS?
Yeah.
Essentially,
I turn into a log. At the end of it, I turn into a tree.
That'd be
not the giving tree, the eating tree.
That'd be great if you turned into Tree Ant.
Tree what?
Tree Beard.
Tree Beard
from Lord of the Rings.
I've never watched.
I'm gonna throw up.
Smaug. Remember
the
Smaug?
Desolation of Smaug.
The destination of Smaug.
Yeah.
And thank you guys so much for watching this episode of You Should Be Worried. We do this every fucking week, and we really appreciate you guys. If you want to find me on social media, it's Matty Fucko. And check out In the Making. We do really good sketches. It's a really fun time. That's In the Making ITM on all social media platforms. Chris?
Hey everybody, my name's Chris Warren. You can follow me at Chris Warren Comedy on Instagram and TikTok. Got a lot of history content there. Have all my upcoming comedy dates coming up.
Yeah.
And DM me if you wanna make out later. And yeah, it was a good time.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next live episode next week.